Have you ever looked at your own life, the storms you have weathered, the betrayals you have endured, the losses you have carried on, in a quiet, exhausted moment, asked the universe a single, painful question: why me? Have you watched others seem to drift through life on calm waters while you have been asked to navigate a constant hurricane? Have you ever felt like you were dealt a harder hand, a steeper path, a heavier burden than everyone else around you? If you have ever felt this way, if you have ever felt that your life has been uniquely intense, uniquely challenging, and at times, almost impossibly difficult, then I need you to listen very closely. This message has found you for a reason, because that intensity is not a punishment. It is not bad karma. It is not a sign that you are doing something wrong. The intensity of your life is the single greatest, most undeniable piece of evidence that you are a chosen one. Today, we are going to uncover the sacred reasons behind your struggle, and you will come to understand that your difficult life has not been a curse. It has been your training, your forging, and your coronation. If you have survived storms that you know would have broken others, I want you to honor your own strength right now. Type "I am a survivor" in the comments below to acknowledge the warrior that you are. Part 1. The Soul Contract. You chose a higher difficulty curriculum. The first and most fundamental truth you must understand is that you chose this, not your human self, with its desire for comfort and ease, but your vast, eternal soul. Before you incarnated into this life, you stood before a cosmic council and reviewed the plan for your next evolution. Souls are not all at the same level of development. There are young souls, here to learn the basic lessons of earthly existence, and there are old, advanced souls, the ones we call the chosen, who have mastered those basic lessons over hundreds of lifetimes. An old soul does not come to earth for an easy life. An easy life is a spiritual vacation, and your soul was not interested in taking a holiday. It was interested in mastery. It was interested in rapid evolution. Think of it like a video game. You can choose to play on easy mode to learn the controls, or, if you are a seasoned player, you can choose to play on expert or legendary difficulty. Why? Because the challenges are greater, the enemies are stronger, but the rewards, the experience points, the wisdom, the power-ups, exponentially higher. You, dear soul, chose to play life on legendary difficulty. The immense challenges you have faced, the betrayals, the financial struggles, the health crises, the profound loneliness, these were not random tragedies. These were the boss battles of the expert level you chose. The universe, in its infinite love for you, respected your soul's ambition. It trusted your strength. The very difficulty of your life is a testament to the universe's profound faith in your ability to handle it. You were never given a challenge that your soul did not know, with absolute certainty, that you could and would overcome. The intensity is not a sign of your weakness. It is the ultimate confirmation of your power. Part 2. The Karmic Alchemist. Your mission to transmute density. The second reason for your intense life is that your mission is far larger than just your own personal evolution. Many chosen ones volunteer for one of the most difficult and sacred jobs in the cosmos, to be a Karmic Alchemist. What does this mean? It means you did not just come here to work on your own karma. You came here to process and transmute dense, heavy, and unhealed energy for your entire family lineage, and sometimes for the collective of humanity itself. You are a spiritual filtration system for the planet. This is why so many chosen ones are born into deeply dysfunctional or traumatic family systems. You may have looked at your family and thought, "How did I end up here? I am nothing like these people." It was not an accident. You were not a victim. You were a volunteer. Your powerful, high-frequency soul chose to incarnate into a lineage that was carrying heavy karmic patterns of addiction, poverty, abuse, or emotional suppression. You chose this strategic placement because you knew your light was strong enough to act as an alchemical fire, capable of taking the lead of your family's pain and transmuting it into the gold of healed energy. This is why you have always felt the emotions of others so deeply. This is why other people's pain affects you so profoundly. You are not just an empath, you are a processor. You absorb the dense energy around you, not to be burdened by it, but to run it through the filter of your own compassionate heart and return it to the universe as purified light. It is a difficult, often thankless, and largely invisible job. It can lead to immense exhaustion and a feeling of carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. But know this, it is one of the most sacred missions a soul can undertake. Your intense, relational, and familial struggles have been your divine service. Part 3. The physics of light. Your high frequency creates resistance. The third reason your life has been so difficult can be explained by a simple law of physics and energy. A very bright light always casts a very dark shadow. The higher your innate spiritual frequency, the more resistance and friction you will inevitably encounter from the lower frequency matrix of the old world. Think of yourself as a high-frequency musical note. When you are played in a room filled with instruments tuned to a much lower, denser note, you do not simply blend in, you create dissonance. You disrupt the old pattern. Your very presence is a force of change, and the old stagnant energy will resist that change. This is why, when you decided to start your spiritual business, you faced more obstacles than anyone else. This is why, when you started speaking your authentic truth, you triggered and lost friends. This is why, when you committed to healing yourself, your old patterns and addictions fought back with a vengeance. It was not because you were doing something wrong. It was because you were doing something profoundly right. You were introducing a powerful, disruptive frequency of light and truth into a system that was comfortable with darkness and illusion. The difficulty you experience is a direct measure of your energetic impact. A small candle in a dark room barely bothers the shadows. A brilliant, blazing sun forces every shadow into the light to be seen and healed. If you have felt like you are constantly at war with the world, constantly pushing against an invisible force of resistance, congratulations, it is a sign that your light is shining very, very brightly. Part 4. The Warrior's Forge. You had to be forged in fire. The fourth reason is perhaps the most important for you to understand right now. Your lifetime of intensity and difficulty has not been a series of unfortunate events. It has been a highly specific, targeted, and rigorous training program. It has been your spiritual forge. A beautiful, powerful sword is not created by being gently polished. It is created from raw, or that is subjected to unimaginable pressure. It is heated in a searing fire, hammered relentlessly on an anvil, and then plunged into cold water to be tempered. This violent process is repeated over and over again until the metal is transformed from a brittle lump into a blade that is sharp, flexible, and unbreakable. Your life has been this forge. The pressure you have felt was shaping you. The fires of suffering were purifying you. The sudden plunges into cold despair were tempering you. Every betrayal taught you discernment. Every loss taught you resilience. Every moment of heartbreak cracked your heart open to a greater capacity for compassion. Every struggle was a lesson from a master sensei, forging you into a spiritual warrior. And why? Why was this intense training necessary? Because you are needed. Not the soft, untested version of you, but the strong, wise, and unbreakable version of you that has been forged in the fires of adversity. You were needed to be a leader, a healer, a teacher, and a pillar of strength during the great planetary shifts that are now upon us. The world does not need more spiritual theorists. It needs warriors with scarred hands and compassionate hearts, who have actually been in the trenches of human suffering and have emerged, not just intact, but radiant. Your hard life was not your punishment. It was the prerequisite for the mission you are now being activated to fulfill. The great reframe, redefining a good life. And so, we must redefine what it means to have a good life. The old paradigm defines success as a life of comfort, ease, and the absence of problems. But for a soul like yours, an advanced, adventurous soul, that is not success. That is a spiritual prison of boredom. Your soul did not incarnate for comfort. It incarnated for growth. It craves the intensity, the challenge, the mastery, because that is where the deepest meaning and the most rapid evolution are found. The shift you are feeling now is this. You have completed the most difficult parts of your training. You have passed the tests of survival. Now, the intensity of your life will begin to change. It will shift from lessons of survival to missions of creation. The difficulty will not vanish entirely, because a master always seeks a new challenge, but its purpose will feel different. It will feel less like a weight you are forced to carry, and more like a mountain you choose to climb, knowing the magnificent view that awaits you at the top. Do not look back at the intensity of your life with regret or shame. Do not look at the scars from your past as signs of damage. They are your credentials. They are the medals of a warrior. They are proof of your strength, your resilience, and the magnificence of your soul. Your intense and difficult life was not a mistake. It was not a curse. It was your qualification. It was your anointment. It was your coronation. You have been hammered. You have been tempered. You have been forged. And now, you are ready. Ready to stop being the student of hardship and to become the master of your own creation. Ready to stop asking why me, and to stand in your power and declare, that is why it was me. Breathe in that declaration. Let it settle into your bones, into the very marrow of your being. This statement is not an affirmation of ego. It is the ultimate acceptance of your soul's magnificent and courageous plan. The coronation is over. You have walked through the fire and placed the crown of mastery upon your own head. But a crown is not merely an ornament to be admired. It is a symbol of a new level of power. And with that power comes a new level of responsibility and a new set of skills to be learned. The reign now begins. The journey up to this point has been about understanding the past. It has been about surviving the training. Now, everything changes. The skills that helped you endure the fire are not the same skills you will use to build the new world. Endurance is a tool of the student. Creation is the tool of the master. For you who have remained here with me, for you who are ready, this final chapter is your post-coronation briefing. We will now move beyond the why of your past suffering and into the how of your future creation. We will move from the art of holding the light to the divine science of wielding it. Pay close attention, for these are the sacred mechanics of mastery, the skills of the forged soul. Your past is not a static story written in stone. It is a living library of energy, and until now, you have been reading only the tragic novels and the horror stories. The first act of a sovereign creator is to walk into their own library, take on the role of master librarian, and consciously recategorize every single volume. You will now learn to transmute the poison of your past into the potent fuel for your future. This is the alchemy of perception. I want you to perform a mental exercise with me now, a credentialed review. Bring to mind a significant challenge from your past, a moment of intense difficulty. Perhaps it was a profound betrayal that shattered your trust. Perhaps it was a devastating financial loss that left you with nothing. Perhaps it was a period of deep illness that stole your vitality. Choose one now. See it in your mind's eye. Do not be afraid. You are no longer the person to whom that happened. You are the master who is reviewing the training simulation. First, acknowledge the pain. Without judgment, allow yourself to feel the echo of the hurt, the fear, the grief. Give your human self compassion for what it endured. This step is crucial. We do not deny the fire. We honor the fact that we walked through it. Now, we perform the alchemy. With the memory of that event held gently in your awareness, ask your soul this single, powerful question. What was the gift in this fire? What indestructible strength was forged in me because of this event? Do not let your mind answer with the story of the victim. Command your soul to show you the credential you earned. Let us walk through this. If the memory is of a deep betrayal, was not the gift the mastery of discernment? Was not the credential you earned an unbreakable internal lie detector? You no longer give your trust away freely. You invest it with wisdom. That betrayal did not break you. It made you a master of energetic integrity. If the memory is of a devastating financial loss, was not the gift the profound understanding that your worth is not in your bank account? Was not the credential you earned an unshakable resilience? The knowledge that you can lose everything and still survive, still stand. That loss did not make you poor. It made you invincible to the fear of poverty. It forced you to discover the true, infinite currency of your own soul. If the memory is of a period of profound illness, was not the gift a deep, intimate connection with your own body? Was not the credential you earned a mastery of subtle energy, an intuitive understanding of what heals and what harms? That illness did not make you weak. It transformed you into a healer, first for yourself, and now, potentially, for others. This is the alchemical process. Now, the final step is to consciously relabel the memory in your energetic library. That event is no longer called the year I was betrayed. You will now pull it from the shelf, cross out the old, painful title, and rewrite it. The new title is, The Year I Mastered Discernment. The financial collapse is no longer, the year I lost everything. It is now, the year I realized my own invincibility. The illness is no longer, the year I was sick. It is now, the year I became a healer. Do you feel the shift? The event itself did not change, but you have just changed its entire energetic frequency within your being. You have transformed the lead of painful memory into the gold of earned wisdom. You are a being of story. Your Reality is constructed from the narrative you tell yourself about who you are. The most powerful act of a sovereign creator is to become the conscious, deliberate author of their own story, starting with the past. I invite you to perform this credential review on every major struggle you have ever faced. Walk back through your library and rewrite every title. Turn your tragedies into triumphs, your wounds into wisdom, your pain into power. This is your first act as the master of your reality. You are no longer defined by what happened to you. You are defined by what you became because of it. Once you have reframed your past and claimed your credentials, the next stage of mastery begins. This is where you learn to actively use those credentials as your unique gift to the world. This is the sacred principle of the wounded healer, one of the most powerful archetypes of the chosen one. Your deepest wound is not your greatest weakness. It is, in fact, the source of your most potent superpower. The principle is one of resonant healing. The universe operates on frequency. When you experienced a deep, specific wound, for example, a core wound of abandonment, and you successfully navigated it, healed it, and integrated its lessons, something magical happened in your energy field. You did not just erase the wound, you became a master of its specific frequency. Your field now holds the resonant signature of both the pain of abandonment and the triumph over it. This makes you a resonant key. When you encounter another person who is still suffering from that same core wound of abandonment, your energy field, without you even saying a word, offers their field a solution. Your presence provides them with the resonant frequency of healed abandonment, which their own energy field can then begin to mimic. Like one tuning fork causing another to vibrate, your scar is not a flaw to be hidden. It is a broadcast. It is a beacon of possibility for others who are still lost in the same darkness you have already navigated. Your next task as a master is to identify your core medicine by honoring your core wounds. Look back at the credentials you just claimed. What is the recurring theme? Was your deepest, most painful wound a feeling of not being seen or heard? Did you spend a lifetime feeling invisible, your voice silenced? If so, your superpower is the gift of presence and amplification. Your mission is now to see and hear others with a depth that is profoundly healing. You are here to create platforms for the voiceless, to amplify the messages of the unheard, to hold a sacred space where people feel, for the first time in their lives, truly seen. That was your core wound, a feeling of not being worthy of love. Did you experience relationships that taught you that you had to earn love through self-sacrifice and performance? If so, your superpower is the gift of unconditional love. Having starved for it, you have now become a fountain of it. Your mission is to be a beacon of divine, non-transactional love, first for yourself, and then for the world. You heal others, not by trying to save them, but by simply loving them with a purity that reminds their soul of its own inherent worth. Was your core wound a feeling of powerlessness or being a victim of circumstance? Did you endure situations that made you feel utterly helpless? If so, your superpower is the gift of sovereignty and empowerment. You have journeyed to the depths of victimhood and have emerged with the keys to the prison. Your mission is to teach others how to reclaim their own power. You do this not by fighting their battles for them, but by reminding them, through your own unshakable example, that they are not victims of their reality, but creators of it. Do you see the pattern? The universe did not wound you to punish you. It wounded you to turn you into a specialist. Your pain was your medical school. Your suffering was your residency. Now, you have graduated. You are no longer the patient. You are the physician. Your scars prove you know the territory, and your presence is the medicine. Stop hiding your scars. They are the map you will use to guide others home. Your ultimate mission, the final purpose of your long and difficult forging, is to take the unique wisdom you have earned, the specific medicine you now carry, and the divine power of your word, and to begin constructing new possibilities. First, you build the new world within yourself. You build an inner kingdom of unshakable peace, unconditional self-love, and sovereign power. Then, from that unshakable inner foundation, you begin to build in the outer world. That idea your guides, downloaded into your heart, that is the blueprint for your first creation. That healing modality your wound taught you, that is the foundation of your new temple. That conscious business model, that is the blueprint for the new economy. The chaos and collapse you see in the world are not your concern. They are the demolition crew, clearing the rubble of a world that was built on illusion. Your focus must be on your own blueprints. You are the construction crew of the new earth, while others are mesmerized by the falling dust. You are to be quietly, diligently, and joyfully laying the foundations of what comes next. This is the great responsibility that comes with your power. It is the responsibility to wield it with impeccable integrity, with profound humility, and always in service to the highest good of all. It is the responsibility to remember that you are a channel for a power far greater than your human personality, and to always act in alignment with that divine source. You have made it. You have endured the fire. You have claimed your crown. You have learned the tools of mastery. The long night of your training is over, and a new dawn is breaking, the dawn of your true purpose. You are no longer just a character in the story. You are the author now. Go and write a masterpiece. If this message has resonated with the truth of your soul, subscribe and join this community of warriors and creators. You are not alone in your intensity. We are here together. Thank you for your strength and for every battle you have fought to be here today. Welcome to your mission.